2 days ago, I received my 35th therapy session. And this time around, it was done by my fiance, Indra. And the issue that I went to her with was problem, a problem of not being able to properly stand up for myself and get what's mine, what I deserve, in certain situations. And during the initial interview, before the actual session, there's always like a short interview where the therapist is figuring out the real direction that we should go, and also the point A where I'm at the moment and the point B where I want to go to. And basically, this interview allows my subconscious to start opening up, and also it allows the therapist to start seeing the possible patterns within the larger scheme of things and everything, right? So during this interview stage, Indra actually allowed me to realize that it wasn't necessarily about anger, which I thought initially was the issue. It was about being helpless in front of someone else who is perceived like an authoritative figure by me, right? So it's basically about putting others on a pedestal in certain situations, and therefore not feeling worthy enough myself, right? And during the session, Indra did the regression, which is an integral part of this therapy, right? We regress basically into the childhood because most of these traumatic events happen in your childhood without an exception. And we went back to around 5 or 6 years of age. And I just kind of stopped feeling for whatever reason, I just couldn't feel. I was like, I'm devoid of all emotions. I don't know what's happening. And it was very tough for Indra to figure out, how to move forward. But she didn't give up. She kept asking relevant questions and prodding around and prodding up until one moment when everything opened up and the tears came out. We tapped into something that was untapped, and it was a shock to me. It was around 3 years of age when my dad left me, but funnily enough, my subconscious had kind of suppressed the importance of that event, and up until then I kind of thought of it as a no biggie. Sure, my parents separated, but it happens to a lot of people, so not a big deal. But it was a big deal. It had been so suppressed, yeah, that I just didn't realize how important that experience and that trauma was. But it was a big trauma, for any child. One parent, when parents split up and one parent leaves them, it inevitably causes this, feeling of abandonment and everything. And then all the things that you as a child perceive about yourself, you start believing that you are not worthy because you are getting abandoned, and as a consequence of all of that, this sensation of not being worthy had dragged with me my entire life. And it was like a self-fulfilling program. I found situations where that program, that setting, could manifest itself and experience itself again and again and again, thus proving that I'm not worthy. That's how these subconscious programs work. And Indra very skillfully healed that whole situation, changed the underlying emotion. And now I just know, this is the beauty of this particular type of therapy. I just know, I feel that another aspect of me has changed. I'm more worthy. I'm more, self-confident. And I know for a fact that next time around, when a similar situation presents itself, I'm just going to be able to assert my demands, whatever I need, and I'm just going to make it happen. And I'm just going to take more responsibility. I also figured that it was about the responsibility part of it, By putting someone else on a pedestal, I automatically gave them the power to decide what's going to happen. And then there's always kind of an excuse, I can't do much about it because that other person has the authority, and there's not much I can do about it. But now that I have regained this power within me, I know that no matter how helpless the situation might feel, I always have the ability to take the full responsibility and say, nope, it's gonna happen my way, and I'm gonna decide what's gonna happen, and it's 100% within my power. Thank you, darling. That was an amazing session. One of those deep ones, one of those deep ones where you go in and spend 2 hours and tears, the amount of tears. It was so emotional. But the change was profound. And yeah, that's a great experience. And this therapy is one of the most amazing things that I've been doing with my life. And that's about it that I want to share with you guys today. Thank you for watching, and bye-bye.